Good morning, YouTube. It is the day of our Azure Standard order pickup, and it's about 7:30 in the morning, and I am getting ready to head to our drop location. Our drop location is like 30 to 45 minutes away from here, so we gotta go.
On a quiet stretch of land in west central Missouri sits a 125-year-old farmhouse built in 1901 by my husband's family. These walls have seen generations grow, fields planted and harvested, babies raised, and a whole lot of life lived in between. And today, we're raising the next generation here on the very same century farm. I'm Brittney, the Homestead dreamer behind my lilac hill. Most days, you'll find me in the garden with dirt in my hands, in the kitchen preserving the harvest, or out in the barn milking our family cow. I'm also raising and homeschooling our children, teaching them not just how to live, but how to live well, with intention, gratitude, and with a deep appreciation for the life that we've been given. And there's our little farm store, a piece of this life that we get to share with our community, from fresh milk to homegrown goods, all rooted in the work that we do right here. My husband, Kyle, is the farmer. He works this land alongside his parents, raising row crops and cattle, continuing a legacy that started long before us. Farming isn't just what he does, it's who he is. Together, we're building a life that's a little slower, a little more intentional, and deeply rooted in faith, family, and hard work. This life isn't always easy. There's a lot of early mornings and long days, unpredictable seasons, and plenty of lessons learned along the way. But it's also full of beauty. Sunsets over the pasture, the sound of calves playing in the spring, home-cooked meals around the table, and quiet moments that remind us exactly why we chose this life. Here at My Lilac Hill, we believe in making the most of what we have and finding joy in every day. Whether we're sharing farm days, homesteading routines, seasonal rhythms, or the simple moments in between, we're so glad you're here with us. This is more than just a farm. It's our home, our story, and a legacy we're honored to carry forward. This is My Lilac Hill, where faith, family, and farm life come together one season at a time.
Our Azure pickup is in a Walmart parking lot in a little town just north of the river. So it took me only about 30 minutes to get here today, and I have a few things I need to pick up in Walmart. So since the truck is not here yet, I'm gonna head into Walmart real quick, grab those few things, and then we'll come back out, we'll unload the truck, load everything that we ordered into our truck, and head back home and show you what we got. All right, I've got everything loaded, and I had 14 cases today, and the driver gave me 4 pallets for free. So headed home, and we'll show you everything that's inside of these boxes. So for those of you who are not familiar with what Azure Standard is, it is an online grocery co-op, and this store is located in Oregon. And basically you go onto their website and you can order all your groceries, and once a month they're shipped on a semi truck to your drop location, which you can find out on their website by entering in your zip code or your address. And this grocery store is got a lot of organic. Some stuff is not organic, but there's a ton of organic stuff on there. And everything on their store meets the standards that Azure Standard has set for themselves. And those standards align with the standards that we have for our home. So it's clean ingredients, wholesome food. A lot of their produce is grown right there on their farm. And if it's not something that they grow on their farm or that they produce under the Azure Standard label, it is another farm or small company that they have approved of the manufacturing process and the ingredients in the food items. So if you are interested at all, I will have a link in the description of my video. Anybody who joins Azure Standard gets an affiliate link, and anyone who signs up under my affiliate link and spends, I think you have to spend $100 on your first order, but I get a little bit of a kickback as a thank you from Azure. And it's not cash, but it's money off of my next order. So by no means, don't feel obligated to use my link. You can just go straight to Azure's website if you'd like, but I will provide a link to make it a little easier for you. So I had 14 cases to pick up. One thing I didn't mention about the way the pickups work, at least at my drop location, but everybody has been so nice. Everybody helps everybody unload. There's a lot of elderly at my location, and the younger people have been so nice and help those people, myself included, if they can't lift a 50-pound item or something. So if you don't have somebody that can help you and you're unable to lift, chances are somebody at your site is going to be able to help you, and you can reach out to your drop coordinator for help with that. But everybody at my location has been really great, and we all help each other, so it's been a pretty good experience. The first thing I ordered was some more canning jars. I really like the lids that come on here. I've tried before. This is Superb brand. I've had a lot of success with this brand of lid, and I wanted to try the Azure jars because everybody says they're so much thicker, and they are. This glass is a lot thicker, so I'm excited to try these out. I ordered a couple of cases of these, so I'm not gonna open all of them on camera, but I ordered some wide mouth pints, and these are also wide mouth pints, and then I think I might have ordered 1.5 and quarts, I think. But now I did already unload one thing into our shed because I didn't want to carry it into the house and then carry it right back out, and it was a 50-pound bag of diatomaceous earth. I use that in my gardening to help with squash bugs and things like that on my squash. So I did not carry that in, but I did order that as well. Okay, these are my 1-gallon storage jars. I will store things like pasta, grains, just bulk dry goods in these. They do not, if you order the gallons, they do not come with lids. You have to order the lids separately, so keep that in mind. But these are really heavy glass, and I've ordered these before and I have loved having them. So I ordered 2 more boxes of those, so that's 8 of the gallon jars total, which I believe that's what this one is. We'll open it just to make sure. Azure Standard does reuse their boxes, so when you go to your drop site and you're picking up your cases, you'll get an email from Azure before your actual pickup, and they'll tell you how many cases to expect. And when you go to pick those up, if the box says something on there that you didn't order, it's okay. Your stuff is in there. I haven't had an issue, at least the one time that I ordered before, and we'll see, but I don't think I'm gonna have an issue on this one. But they just reuse boxes, so that's all that is. But yes, these are more jars. And I've never had an issue where I've had to like return something or where the food has been spoiled. But I've seen other people that maybe they had a little bit of spoilage on some of the produce that they had, and they seem to work well with Azure to get a little bit of a refund. So far, my experience with Azure has been really good. And then I got these short little squatty jars for food storage as well. Things like chocolate chips and other things. Our cellar, while we have not really had a mouse problem down there, it's not technically mouse proof. Mice could get in there. We haven't had a problem down there yet, so I'm hoping that we don't, but I like to keep things in glass for that reason. This is another box of the half-gallon storage jars. So it is, there's 6 in a box, so I'll have 12 of the half gallons, and I will have 8 of the gallon jars to add to my collection. Okay, so we are a family that tries to do as much as we can organic. We try to eliminate unsafe ingredients to a certain extent, but I also have the saying, and it's not my saying, I didn't make it up. I heard it somewhere a long time ago and I have copied it. But stress will kill you just as fast as seed oils. So we try to watch what we're consuming, and we do read labels, but we are not exclusionists. I guess that's a good word. We like to have junk food too sometimes, and we do go out to eat sometimes, and we are by no means perfect with how we eat. That being said, especially for our kids, we try to have good healthy alternatives in the house. So my son really likes fruit snacks, and so I picked him up some by Yum Earth. This is a really good brand. And then I also am a very busy mom, and I love to have wholesome from scratch meals on the table, but it doesn't always happen, especially this time of year. So I do utilize some shortcuts, and one of my favorite is like little rice side dishes. So I got a couple of those. And remember, I said the jars do not come with lids. I ordered lids so that I have enough for my half gallon and my gallon. The same lid fits on both jars. At least the short squatty ones that I got. If you get the half gallon Azure brand, like their canning jars, that's a totally different shaped jar. That's like what we use for when we sell our milk, but these lids will not fit that. That would be a wide mouth mason jar type lid. But for the short squatty half gallons and then the big gallon jars that I ordered, these lids do work. All right, I got a 2.5 pound bag of orzo because it is time to stock up on all of our pastas and grains. We were just about out. I had to borrow spaghetti from my mother-in-law to make spaghetti the other night. This is another 2.5 pound bag of orzo, so we have 5 pounds of orzo. My little box got a little squished, but that's okay. This is a cilantro lime rice. The other one was Parmesan risotto. This is cilantro lime rice. This is a 4.5 pound bag of shells, pasta shells. This is a 40 ounce bag of the organic multicolored popcorn. We love to have popcorn in this house, and my husband and my kids like it a lot more than I do, but I do enjoy it. And I have a whirly pop that you put on the stove to make your popcorn. It makes it really easy. And so I picked up some popcorn to have on hand for summertime snacking. Okay, and then another thing that I love to whip up at supper time, because it is just so easy, is cornbread. It's easy and it's filling and it's cheap. So I got a 5 pound bag of cornmeal. And it is organic. Now, I'm not gonna show myself putting all of these in jars. That's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just gonna put them all back in the box and set them aside for another nap time. My daughter is napping right now, so that's how I'm able to film this video and it not just be a lot of noise and chaos in the background. I also have 3 new 5 gallon buckets that are food grade and Gamma Seal lids to go on them. Now for my 5 gallon buckets, how I label them is I buy these little sheets, they're stickers, and you put them on the bucket and you can just slip a piece of paper in here and label it with what is in the bucket. And that works really well because you can always take the paper out and rewrite. And I like that a lot better than writing directly on the bucket with Sharpie, because you might not always have the same thing in that bucket, and food grade buckets and Gamma Seal lids are expensive. So I use this, and that way I don't have to like cross through on the buckets, because that also bothers me. If that doesn't bother you, and if you're a person who crosses through things, that's fine. I'm not judging you. It's just for me, I can't do it. So these work really well. I told you it's time to stock up on pasta, and we eat a lot of grains in this house. We eat a lot of pastas, a lot of breads. It helps fill bellies when you have a lot of people to feed. And if we cook for Kyle's family, there could be anywhere from 12 to 25 people at any one time. So pasta's cheap. So I got a no, that's not a 25-pound bag. What is this? So I got a 10-pound bag of the fusilli pasta, which is like the little twisty pasta. Also got a 10-pound bag of elbow macaroni. Okay, now I think I know what this is. I think it is what it says on the side, royal pink, skinless, boneless pink salmon. You can kind of see into the box. I'm on a health and weight loss journey. After having kids, I'm just really trying to take back control of my health. And one of the things that I'm really trying to do is keep my muscle mass and build muscle mass while losing fat. So it's really important to me to have a high protein diet. And one of the ways that I'm doing that is with salmon and tuna. Of course, we raise our own beef and pork and chicken. So we have all of those protein sources as well. And we have laying hens, so we have eggs. But that gets old after a while, and I like salmon salad and I like tuna salad. And so this just kind of helps me round out. So I started doing research on just how unhealthy some of the ingredients in tuna and salmon are at your conventional grocery stores, and the levels of mercury that can be in them. And so I am switching brands. I've never tried this, but I'm hoping that I really like it. There's a lot of really good reviews out there for it. But this is Wild Alaska Pink Salmon, Skinless and Boneless by Royal Pink. And I have 12 of these. And they are 6-ounce cans. So like I said, Azure reuses boxes, and so sometimes they'll cut them and fold them just to make it work. And this is gonna be lemons. I got 1, 2, 3. We really like, I think I might be the only one in the house that really likes lemon in their water, especially in the hot weather. So I got lemons. And again, like I said, we like to keep some healthy alternatives in the house, and I am a sucker for Fig Newtons. So I got this brand. I have tried Pamela's crackers before, but I haven't tried this from them. And so these are Figgy and Jammy's Raspberry Figs. So I'm gonna try those. I'm gonna actually put them down in the pantry for a rainy day when I'm really craving a sweet and I'm trying to stay on track and not eat an entire pan of brownies. So got these. This is another thing that Azure does. They put a sales flyer in all of your boxes, and it will go over the next month's sales. This doesn't always apply to me because like the last time I ordered from Azure was a year ago. So I didn't do the next month's sales, and unfortunately I also lost the cash that I had. When you purchase from Azure, depending on your order size, you get Azure cash to use on your next purchase as kind of a reward for shopping with them. Like I said, it's a wholesale co-op, similar to Costco, but you don't have a membership fee. You do pay shipping, but you don't have a membership fee. Anyways, they put a sales flyer in for things that are going to be upcoming in April, new items, sale items, information you might need to know. So if you're someone who shops monthly, this might benefit you. And I'm trying really hard to kind of change the way that we do groceries around here, and I'm really trying to bulk up our pantry. So I may end up going like 4 times a year instead of once a year, but we'll just have to see. But this is the April sales flyer. This is a foaming soap pump lid kit for a mason jar. I need a new hand soap dispenser in the bathroom, so that's what that's for. I mentioned earlier when I was talking about salmon that I'm trying to reduce the mercury levels in some of the tuna and salmon and all that we have been eating from conventional stores in the past. So I have tried this brand. Costco actually carries this brand, or at least my version, or my Costco does. And so I have tried this before. I love this tuna. That I have never had canned tuna that tasted this good. But this is the lowest mercury of any brand, and it is safe catch. So I got, let's see, I have 4 of them, and there's 3, so I have 12 cans of tuna as well. This is Pomona's pectin. I've been wanting to try this pectin for a while. It has lower sugar use. It needs lower sugar than like your regular pectin. And I know you can make jams without pectin, but sometimes I don't feel like doing that. So I wanted to try this out and see if I could do it because, again, I'm trying to make healthier choices. And also I have people in my family that are diabetic, and if I share my jams and jellies with them, I want them to actually be able to try it, even if it's just to try it, not to actually eat it all the time. So I got this, and we'll try that out this summer. Oh, more pasta. Told you we eat a lot of pasta. This is a 2.5 bag of ditalini pasta. This is just really fun. The reason I get this is because, like, if I'm making like chicken noodle soup, if my kids are sick, they like these noodles better. They taste the same, but it's just more fun. So I got these mainly for the kids. And I might have got 2 bags. I did. I got two. I got 2 2.5 pound bags of that. I'm gonna put that over with the other pasta. Oh, I got some black-eyed peas. This is a 5 pound bag of black-eyed peas. I cannot believe I've never had black-eyed peas until I was 32 years old. My husband's aunt actually introduced me to black-eyed peas on New Year's a couple of years ago. You know, it's that, like, I had never even heard of that either. That's like a traditional meal that people have ham and black-eyed peas and greens, I think. So his aunt had that on New Year's a few years ago, and they lived just a mile down the road from us. And she texted me a picture of it, and I was like, oh, that looks really good. I'd never heard of that as a thing for New Year's. And they drove over and brought me some. So ended up really liking them. I had never thought I liked black-eyed peas, but I do, and so now I have some. And remember when I ran out of spaghetti and I had to go over to my mother-in-law's house and get spaghetti? She lives a mile down the road in the other direction. We're all just kind of like right here. My sister-in-law actually lives just a couple miles down the road too. My other sister-in-law just lives a couple miles down the road. So we literally are all just right here. But anyways, I had to go to my mother-in-law and ask her if she had spaghetti because I'd already started the process of cooking without realizing I didn't have any spaghetti. Well, thankfully she did. But now I have my own spaghetti and I have 10 pounds of it. So we are set, and I've already replaced her spaghetti. So she is good on spaghetti too. And we won't be running out for a while. With canning, I have a ton of empty jars down on my shelves because we have gone through them this past year. I try to do as much canning from my garden as possible. It helps us cut our grocery bill. Shopping like this from Azure and shopping once or twice, once every month or every other month at Costco really helps us reduce our grocery bill as well. But I try to grow and can as much as I can, as much as I'm able. So I had to get some more flats. These are the Superb wide mouth and a regular mouth. Oh, my husband, he is sitting in a tractor a lot of his day, especially this time of year during spring and then again in the fall for harvest. So I like to make him some snacks like homemade granola or literally just a bag of like mixed nuts or mixed seeds. And he loves sunflower seeds. So this is organic, roasted and salted sunflower seeds, and it's 5 pounds. So he'll be having some snacks. Okay guys, we are finally on the last box. This seems like a lot, and it is. And it can be expensive, and it's kind of hard to spend that much money at one time. I'll just be perfectly honest with you guys. This was about a $900 order. It was not cheap. We save up for that, and because of all the things that we do here on the farm, like raising our own meat, and growing a lot of our produce, it's the only way we're able to afford to do this. But it's a lot of money at once. But a lot of this is going to last us 6 months. So you don't have to spend $900 every month. We cannot and will not do that. But I think your drop location just has to have a certain dollar amount, and I don't know exactly what that is. You can reach out to Azure and see, but most drop locations meet that requirement every month. So, I mean, you could order one item, and maybe it saves you money on that one item. And if your drop location is in your town, it's not so bad. Ours is 30 minutes away, so I try to make it worth my drive up there. But keep that in mind. You do not have to buy all of this in bulk. You could do a monthly Azure order and do it smaller. Okay, in one of my other videos, I told you I ordered the little shredder off of TikTok. Hey, buddy. Okay, so in one of my recent videos, I told you that I used to have one of the like vegetable and cheese shredders where you put the stuff in at the top and you shred it and it all comes out, and I loved that. Well, mine broke a while ago, and we'd been living with, it's Kyle's grandmother's. So this was Kyle's grandparents' house, and a lot of their stuff was still in here when we moved in, and we kept a lot of stuff on purpose, things that were sentimental to the family, things that were useful, that kind of thing. Well, she had a old vintage grater. So that's what I've been using since my little rotary one broke. And it works, it gets the job done, but I am not crazy about it. It's really thin and it's old and it's kind of flimsy. And it's not working as well as it could. And so I had ordered a new rotary grater, and it still hasn't got here. It's like lost somewhere. So I had to get a refund. And so when I placed my Azure order, I got one of these heavy duty stainless steel, just an old fashioned one, but it's a lot heavier duty than the one that I'm using currently. And it's got a handle, which is nice. A handle like this. So a handle like this, not just this one. So that'll be really nice. We have a freeze dryer, and I needed some more oxygen absorbers, and so I ordered a few. Sometimes I'll even put these down in like my jars with my pasta and stuff to keep things fresh while I'm doing long-term storage. But I got 3 packages of oxygen absorbers. I was almost out of vanilla extract, so I got vanilla extract. We use vanilla in a lot of things. I also use mustard a lot during the summer between making chicken salad, tuna salad, regular sandwiches. So I needed some mustard. And I picked up ginger. It was actually on sale for this month. And so this is 1 pound of ginger, but I think I ordered more than that. Maybe I did. I think I went back in and reduced it down to 1 pound because I was like, that's a lot. I think I had originally 3 pounds, but I'm glad I went down to just the 1 pound. I like to add ginger into our stir fries, and I make a fermented lemon ginger honey for cough and like sore throat. And with allergy season coming up, I'm out of my fermented honey, and so I need to make some more. So I had already put lemons on this order, and when ginger was on sale, I went ahead and got the ginger. This is yerba mate green tea. I like to drink that in the summertime. This is Concord grape jelly. This is wild blueberry jelly. We do a lot of biscuits at breakfast, and my husband likes to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as a snack during planting and harvest, because it's such long, gruesome days of just hard, sweaty work. He's hungry at 3 o'clock, but he's not hungry for supper because he still has a lot of work in the heat to do, and a heavy meal just isn't appealing at that time. So he does a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I had to get a few more things of jelly. I also make a lot of enchiladas. So I got La Preferida green enchilada sauce. I got a couple of those, and red enchilada sauce. I got a couple of those. So I will put those downstairs in the pantry, and we will make some enchiladas. One of my favorite things while I am on the weight loss journey is sub in a tub. I take turkey breast and romaine lettuce and cucumber and red onion, and I chop it up like really, really fine. And then I take red wine vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, some Italian seasoning, and I use that as my dressing. And it's delicious. It tastes like a Jersey Mike's turkey sandwich, but it doesn't have all of the carbs, and I like super heavily load it with turkey for high protein. And I was out of red wine vinegar, and so I picked some of that up. I also picked up some nutritional yeast. Sometimes I'll sprinkle that on top of my salad as well. Like I said, we needed jelly for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We also needed peanut butter. I had been buying the organic peanut butter from Costco, the Kirkland brand, and we like it. But if I'm going to be doing all these orders from Azure, I wanted to try theirs. And I really like that theirs is in a canning jar. It's in an Azure canning jar. So if you're trying to stock up on some canning jars and you need peanut butter, it's like a win-win. And it has the nice solid lids. So we're going to try. I just got 3 of them because it is a little cheaper the more you buy. And we go through a lot of peanut butter in this house. So we're going to try that out. This is the creamy, and we'll see how we like it. Okay, here's another thing I really like about Azure. They pack everything very well. They had this taped around my little jar of vanilla so it didn't break in this box. I mean, they really do care about how they pack these boxes, and you can't say that for a lot of places. Sometimes even when I go to Costco, they just throw stuff in boxes and get you out of the way. So I really like how they handle and package everything that they ship out. This is a giant thing of peppermint Castile soap. This is the soap that I use when we are washing Dolly's udder, when we are milking her. Now, she is dried up, and I knew she'd be dried up, but we also use this for hand soap in the bathroom. So I went ahead and got a gallon of it. And it only looks like this because the semi-truck is refrigerated. And so this is very cold, but once it warms up, it will be kind of see-through like normal soap is. I also picked up some honey. This was my bad. I thought we were out of honey, but then, so I ordered it, and I'd already had the order done, and then last night, or yesterday morning, when I was cleaning the cellar and organizing, I found a lot of honey. So we're not out of honey. This will not go bad, though. That's one good thing about honey. It does not go bad. So I picked up a 12-pound jug of honey. Now, one thing I'm not crazy about is that it is in a plastic container, but most honey is. You can get them in glass jars at Azure, but it's cheaper to go this route. And I have tons of glass jars, so if I really wanted to, I could transfer it, but I'm not going to. Like I said, I'm not a perfectionist about all this. We do utilize plastic. We do utilize Ziploc bags and things like that. Like, we do agree that there's a problem with microplastics, and we try to reduce. Something's gonna kill you sometime, you know? That's all I gotta say. Oh, this is another sales flyer. I guess I ordered enough that I got 2. So I will probably share this with my mother-in-law. She has been kind of interested about Azure. She's not like a tech person, and the whole computer ordering thing, not really her jam. But if she had a catalog to look at, maybe not. Because she could always just put her order in on mine and I could pick it up. Anyways, last few items. We really like Castile soap in this house, and Dr. Bronner's and Kirk brand are my two favorites. But I've never tried Azure's brand, and theirs is, depending on which one you order, slightly cheaper. And I've heard good things about it. So we are gonna try it and see if we like it, and maybe we'll switch. But we needed some more bar soap for the shower, so I ordered a few of our proven favorite from Dr. Bronner. So I ordered a couple of the citrus. I ordered 2 of the eucalyptus. My husband really likes the eucalyptus and the citrus. And then I really like the lavender. So that's it. And that was a lot. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope maybe it gave you some ideas on what to order on your next Azure order. Or if you have somehow never heard of Azure, now you have. And if you have any questions, you can email me. But feel free to click the link in the description. It'll take you to Azure's website, and you'll be able to check it out for yourself. And thank you for watching. I have a lot of work to do to get all this put away. So I'll catch you in the next video. I'm working on putting the order away, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of how I store some of this. So the big bag of sunflower seeds, I think it was a 5-pound bag, I put it in 2 half-gallon jars. Obviously, it would have fit in 1-gallon size jar, and I did have more gallon jars. The reason I did it this way is this one will stay upstairs in our primary everyday use pantry, and this one that I put the Azure label on will go downstairs to our extended pantry. And then I put the black-eyed peas, that whole bag fit in a gallon jar. One of the bags of orzo filled a gallon jar. I put the other bag in a 5-gallon bucket. I'll show you in a minute. I've got my cornmeal. I've got one of the bags of ditalini. And all I did here is use those little plastic envelopes I was telling you about, and I cut the label off of the Azure package and put it in there. Then the 10-pound bag of fusilli pasta and elbow pasta went into their own buckets as well. Remember, we're using this table as a way to see if we like this system, but we plan on building a counter. The buckets will go underneath the counter, and we'll just use like a curtain to hide it. And then on top of the counter, we'll have space to put fresh produce and all that. And then these types of jars will go unshelved above the counter. So we're just kind of using this to see if we like it before we spend all the money to build that.